Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, Boros Convoke. Standard Boros Convoke. So we have the combo with Gleeful Demolition in Standard already for Convoke, but now we also have the new release from Ixalan, Warden of the Inner Sky, to really pump into the creatures, or pump into our creature by having a wide board. Also, in addition to that, Knight-Errant of Eos is pretty good whenever we have a wide board to kind of fetch the card we want on the top of our library. And we have the endgame finisher in Imodane's Recruiter. Whenever he comes to the battlefield, all creatures I control gets haste and +1/+0. So if we have a white board, we're going to go in for a lot of damage. That's kind of the idea of the deck. Now, let's look at the whole deck list. In the early game, we got 4 Yotian Frontliner. This is not really a soldier deck, but this actually helps in triggering the Gleeful Demolition. We can break this and then get 3 1/1s instead. That's pretty good. Then we have 4 Warden of the Inner Sky, definitely to get pumped onto our 1 Warden and go over the head of our opponent. And then we have 4 Gleeful Demolition and 4 Voldaren Epicure. Epicure also gives us a blood token that we can break with the Gleeful Demolition. Then, in the 2-drop, we have 4 Resolute Reinforcement for a very wide board, and then 4 Charming Scoundrel. Charming Scoundrel has a lot of abilities in one card. We can get a card draw, basically a filter if we need to. We can get a treasure token to ramp a little bit, or break into a Gleeful Demolition, or we can get a Wicked Roll token to do that extra damage if we need it. Then in the 3-drop, we have 3 Sanguine Evangelists to get another wider board, and also 4 Imodane Recruiter to get that endgame finisher. And then in the, not really a 4-drop, but a fake 4-drop, Witchstalker Frenzy, if our opponent has a creature that we have to remove, well, we have a very wide board. We can just attack and then cast the Witchstalker Frenzy to break their 1 creature. This is a replacement of Brutal Cathar. I'm not sure if this is better than Brutal Cathar, but this is definitely a removal that will get the creature off the board. Whereas in Brutal Cathar, temporarily gets it off the board, unless our opponent can deal with our Brutal Cathar. And then, of course, we have 4 Knight-Errant of Eos. Even though it's a 5 mana, it's not really a 5 mana. You can see the 4 and the 5 mana cards are actually reductions. Actually rely on reduction. So we don't want to pay 4 for this or pay 5 for that, or they don't do the actual effect that we want them to. So the land base is going to be a little bit lighter. We have 23 lands total. We got 1 Eiganjo, 1 Solkizan, 4 Plains, 4 Mountains. 4 Battlefield Forge, because we want those fast mana, and then we only have 2 Sundown Pass. I don't want to draw too many early game, because this deck definitely needs to have a turn 1 play. And then we also have 2 Restless Bivouac, just to have a creature land on board that can sneak in damage when we need to. We have 4 Caverns of Souls, mostly naming humans. Most of the cards are humans, but we can also name a vampire if we need to, because the Voldaren Epicure and the Sanguine Evangelist are vampires. We probably will never name soldiers, because only the Frontliner and the Warden are soldiers, but we can just name humans. We don't care that much if they counted the Frontliner. And then we have 1 Mirix, just so that we can kind of fit the last part of the land out. I'm not sure if Mirix is the best land to put in the deck. You can always play another basic land if you want to. I think this might help us push an extra damage, or make a 1/1 that we can break into 3 1/1s at some point. That could be a play. So that's the whole kind of deck list. Now let's go ahead and try out this aggressive deck. Alright, the problem with aggro that whenever I play is that I don't get the aggro starts, but my opponents playing aggro always seem to do, so let's see whether or not I can actually, swing this aggro deck at our opponent. Opponents! Alright, first opponent, Glue All Plant. Interesting. Don't Glue All Plant, Poison Ivy's gonna hate you. Of course, we go second. See, we never get that turn 1 play. I am going to play Epicure, which means that I am not going to play the Cavern. Fun. Go second, lose game. Alright, well. Actually, if this is the case, will they break my land, though? It will take me an extra damage. Nah. Let's get Vampire on. This might also trick him into thinking that we're a Vampire deck. Alright, this is pretty bad. Now let's name humans. Can't counter this. But we're gonna have to draw and discard. Or discard and then draw. Definitely don't want that Battlefield Forge. 3 off in our opening hand. That's, yeah. That's my aggro draw for you, but it's fine. I've since come around on playing Arena. When I first started making these videos, I really wanted to win. But now, I kind of figured that I'm not winning. Might as well have fun, right? So, what do? They're going to 4 mana, right? So if they're going to 4 mana, is it better to Knight-Errant? Just so that I can have a bigger tempo? I think so. Alright. Will they counter a Yotian Frontliner? They're definitely hitting for a Sunfall. They can't counter this. Auto bit. I have an activated ability? What does it mean by activated ability? Can't counter it. Nah, sucker. Now I get to have 2. Okay. I still get to have 2 creatures. I will drop a Battlefield Forge for now. So I think, do I want to use the map token? The Scoundrel is pretty good right now in the... Why is it? That's a land. Should have done that first, I guess. Well, free card draw. Down to 13. Probably gonna Sunfall me this turn. No, not Sunfalling me this turn. Alright. Can't counter this. So, let's see. This will cost 1. This costs 3. I think that's 4 mana, right? I think that's a worthwhile swing. You can't counter this. It's a human. Is it other creatures? Or is it just all creatures? All creatures. Let's pump. Let's pump this. It's down to 1. Put a Bivouac down. Alright, our Charming Scoundrel will probably just get him killed by the Wicked Row. Good luck. You can Sunfall, but it's not going to help him. Control decks, right? They get to go first, even if I'm playing aggro, but hey, you know what? If I get to win, I shouldn't really complain. 6 mana, what can they do? Farewell? Farewell's not good enough. They know that I have a Scoundrel. They also know that I have a Silkazin. That's 2 damage. Haste. They can rope. They can rope. That is a play. That's always a play. There's the Sunfall. Okay, he's got 1 mana. How would 1 mana fight against 2 1/1s? Good game. I didn't do it the right way either. I should have played a land first. That way I can cast the Charming Scoundrel. But hey, you know he's at 1. I don't think 1 mana can fight 2 1/1s. There's no card in current standard that does that. First game in the back. Okie doke. Next opponent. Quintus94. I wonder what deck he's playing. Hey, we're gonna go first. Not a great hand, but workable. I guess we frontliner first, right? This is another target creature, so our Scoundrel can actually attack. Oh, well, that changes things because I think he wants to kill my frontliner. Let's see if there's a stick. There's a stick. Alright, so I guess in this case I will create a treasure token. Draw this card's also okay, but Wicked Road's definitely not what I want because he has removal. There's a removal right now. Let's get some damage in right away. If our opponent is just removal, it's Quintus, right? What the heck? What are you playing, Quintus? Golgari? Yeesh. Alright, that's pretty good against our deck. If all they have a removal, and all I draw are lands, that's definitely no bueno. Alright, what am I playing this turn though? I'm probably sacrificing the blood, right? So, yeah. Or am I playing an Imodane Recruiter? Just to get heavier on board. If I get heavier on board, he can remove one. And I don't actually do damage. But I think the tempo advantage does help a lot more. Let's do it. Gotta get aggressive. Cut down on the frontliner. Okay. Take 5. Trespasser. Oh. That's not good. There goes our frontliner, and then what do we have after that? That's a good draw. I'm gonna say it's a good draw, but honestly, what can I get out of this? 0. Okay, that's a pretty big whiff. So we're just gonna leave. Yep. That was a horrendous draw. Go second. Did we go second? I feel like we did. It doesn't matter. We might have gone first, actually. With Boros Convoke, it's basically an aggro deck. Well, it is an aggro deck. It's basically like the mono red decks, that super fast aggro decks, where if you don't hit your early game curve, just leave. Your opponent's gonna have better late game, or even mid game. So, unless they're dead, by then, you will die afterwards. Alright, we're playing against some Japanese dude. Hari Kona. Alright, we're gonna go first. That's a pretty good hand. Not great, but, you know. It's a hand. Let's get some humans down. We'll get Warden down. Candy Trail. Alright, it's a control deck. That gets a scry. 1 to the top. Oh boy. And we draw another land. What the heck? 23 lands in this deck. Why do I keep drawing them? I don't even know what I'm playing. It doesn't really matter what I drop anyways, since this hand's been... Oh, come on! Are you serious right now? We gotta go first with a really good opening hand, and then just horrendous land draw after land draw. And don't whiff, please. Okay. At least that wasn't a whiff, but it's still pretty bad. He's sacking his Candy Trail. Mono white, going to turn 3. Not quite a crazy board, but I think what's happening is a... probably a board wipe coming, right? Let's name human again. Should we name vampire this time? That way I can play this for free. Well, not free, but I can play that. You can also play this. That's 3 free taps. 1, 2, 2, 3. Ooh, that's a good card. No, does he have smite? No, no smite. Okay. Flanker. What does it do? On each creature, enter the battlefield under your control. Okay. That's not a good thing to do. Not a good thing at all. Block the Knight-Errant. Well, get depopulated right now. Not getting depopulated right now. Interesting. Okay, do I want a Knight-Errant this turn? Do I want to attack for a big swing? I want a Knight-Errant for 3, right? So that means that I pay 2 mana into this. And I'll have to tap 3. One, 2, 3. And I'll pay white. Pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, so I can tap 3 things. He's probably going to remove my Knight-Errant, so maybe I'll play a Charming Scoundrel first. No, I should play a land first. Oh, this is pretty scary. I think he's going to wipe my board if I do that. Alright, we'll just tap this. 2, 3. That's... Huh, I thought I had 3. There's the Wandering Emperor.
Finally, I'm home. Guards, to me!
I think that's fine. So he's gonna wipe my board. Oh boy. Alright, so there's the Sunfall. What can I do against that? Nope, nothing. I can still swing, but I think at this point it's a moot point. GG. Controls, right? I mean, like with aggro decks, you really have to be careful with what kind of big board you kind of land. And if I didn't do that board right there, the Sunfall wouldn't hurt as much, but I also wouldn't be able to push as much damage. The question would have been to attack first, but I think it would be pretty obvious what I was doing if I left creature back during the attack. That's hard. There's a lot of things for me to tap, and I think... Oh, well, next opponent. Ghoul Hole. We don't get to go first no more. And this... You know, we never got our Gleeful Demolition. That's the whole point of the deck. That's awful. That's awful. Anyways, it is what it is. Now we're playing against an opponent that's going to take forever just to mulligan. We'll keep. Look, 2 lands. I'm probably not going to draw any more lands. Okay, well, that's another game on Arena. I'm gonna take 4 hours for my turn. I mean, it's awful playing on Arena sometimes because of this kind of stuff, right? Like, I'm okay. I mean, I don't like losing, but I'm okay losing because it's at least I got to play the game. I'm just not okay with this kind of crap where my opponent takes like 2 hours for their turn. And then I lose because my draw has been abysmal. So, like, I don't want that to happen. So I dropped this land first. I'm going to take damage more. But the Murex can help me play 2 1-drops next turn. That's pretty important. I don't know if it'll matter. It looks like it's a domain deck because of the Zeratora Proving Ground. I don't think there are that many Jund decks out there. So with this kind of Triumph, it does mean they're a domain. Domain has less removal. They do have the ley line, which is annoying. It's even more annoying if they're just going to rope turn 2. I will say hi, and then we wait. Oh my god, do I wait. I wait all the time. Maybe we'll get a free win from someone being a loser. Okay, well. Let's go for the attack first. Doesn't look like there's anything. It is a land. Is he still in the game? Yeah, he is in the game. Her migration to land the next land. It's probably, what is he looking for? Planks for his white ley line. Okay. I see your game there. Time to go wide. If he has white ley line, going wide is going to help a lot more. Frontliner's pretty good. Charming Scoundrels? Okay, but Epicure helps me get out a little faster. Now we scry. No, I need another land. His white ley line still costs 2, right? Stomper. Stomper doesn't do anything yet, right? So, if we just attack. What the? You know you can get an island, genius. Alright, he's gonna Sunfall me next turn. Sunfall is bad. So, well, I'll play a land for sure. Sunfall means that I don't need to kill the Stomper this turn, right? And Sunfall will remove everything I have on board, so I don't want to do anything else other than attack. Oh boy, okay, Sunfall next turn. So a land's okay. I got a lot of cards to play, so probably going to drop a land in Sunfall, I think. And this is what I get for playing aggressive decks. Always go second, never hit the proper curve and have to always fight a Sunfall on turn like 3 or 4. Jeez. Alright, well, manual taps we got, boys and girls. Manual tap. Is he trying to Alara? He's like, oh, why did I get a Plains? I can't Alara with a plane. Genius. Genius right here. Man, our opponent skipped turn 2 and it will still beat us because that is the ping of having this kind of deck. Well, at least this ramp won't get him anywhere. He's got 2 white mana. Probably... Oh, does he have Domain? He does have Domain. So, he has 2 Leyline in his hand, maybe? That's what he wants. Alright, 2 Leyline. What do we do against 2 Leyline? Yes, don't tap the Murex. I think I did it wrong. I should have played these two because they're haste, right? So that was a mistake. There's the first ley line. That's still lethal. Okay. Do all that math for nothing, I guess. I thought there was another ley line, right? He's at -3. If he takes out the Knight-Errant, then I won't be able to kill him this turn. I don't know. I mean, like, that's... My heart always sinks when I play aggro, because every time I play against aggro, they got the nuts. Whenever I play aggro, here's like all the 5 drops turn 1 and stuff. So, yeah, oh well, it is what it is. Boros Convoke is a fun deck. It is a strong deck, nevertheless. Even me playing aggro can win, so you know how good Boros Convoke is. We never, ever, not even once in the last 1,600 games that I played, drew Gleeful Demolition. The whole heart of the deck, never drew it once. And we still win, so you know how good the deck is with you actually drawing the Demolition, because that is a turn 2, 3/1/1s that can trigger Warden, that can trigger the Knight-Errant, that can trigger all those things. We also never draw the Evangelist for Battle Cry. That pumps the whole board. Also very important. Never drew it. So you can see how good this deck is if you can actually draw the cards you want, but hey, you know what? I'm winning. I'm happy with winning. That's all I gotta say. Alright, it's a good deck. I highly recommend it. It's fun to play in the... if you enjoy aggro, but you hate playing mono red, I highly recommend this deck. Mono red is such a bore. Every game is exactly the same. But you can see our game will be very different, depending on whether we draw the Demolition, or draw the Warden, if we draw the Resolute Reinforcement, or draw the Knight-Errant. Like, how do you want to tempo out your opponent? How do you want to get an aggressive board? There are several different ways. And, you know, what do you tap? Do you attack with your Voldaren Epicure? Do you tap it into the Warden? There's a lot of things to think about as you play, and I'm pretty sure I didn't play it perfectly, but that is the beauty of this deck. That is the beauty of this game. There are so many different ways to make a deck, and once you have a deck, there's so many different ways to play that deck. That's what makes it fun, right? And that's why everybody hates mono-red players and mono-red decks. There's no different ways to play it. You just take whatever your top deck, point it at your opponent, and hope you get to 20. That's not a good way to play the game. I mean, that's just not fun. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.